And hello, my good old recording buddies. It is another day, and it is more time for more Y foods and the good old Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. I'm a little sleepy still, but you know, I've got my cold brew coffee flavored Y foods with, well, it's just a breakfast in a bottle, basically. Which is, smells good. Smells pretty good. Tastes alright. Hello, Avros. How are you doing? Oh, good. Well, taking another swig. Thank you. Hello, Premier. Premier. Nay. Premier. Prem. Hello. Welcome. How are you, Premier? I am a little tired still. I'm in the process of waking up. Today is a pretty day, I suppose. So maybe I'll go for a little walk later. Hello, Kaylee. I can speak. I almost bit my tongue while saying Kaylee. That was embarrassing, wasn't it? Go there. I don't think I'm allowed to go anywhere else. Well, probably won't like instantly attack me, but you know, it's a little bit rude to just go, I suppose. I do have an item in my inventory, which I don't know where it goes to, which I kind of want to try and figure out. I should have looked that up before I started stream, but I didn't, because I'm an idiot. Which is... Can I sort? Oh, sort of. This thing. Champion's Medallion. Small outer disc, one sided disc. It's a quest item, but for whom? One smooth at the time is unreadable. Alright. You.
Ado, begging your pardon for the mess, sir. We are still recovering from the storm. We have supplies here for the paying customer. Provisions for the road, perhaps? Have a look.
Right. I want a few repair supplies. Not 39, no. Maybe like 4. I want some medical supplies. Let's go with 10. Actually, I want some more repair supplies. Let's go with another 4. I don't know how many cannon shots we have. I don't know how important it's going to be. Let's get like, yeah, 50 water is fine. I don't know how much gets spent. I have a good chunk of money though, so... I have a good bit of fresh fruit as is. A strange tablet. Wrapped in rice leather engraved with flowing scripts. Alright. Battle-worn grimoire. What the hell? Doesn't look... It's only 500 gold, sure, why not? Ring of Minor Deflection. Sure. No, actually, this is getting very expensive. I don't think I need this much food. I'll get rid of this, and then oh, it's the fresh fruit. Oh, the fresh fruit is 20, that's why it's so expensive. Yeah, sure, I'll do that. Thank you. This can go into the party stash. You can have the Grim. I don't know what it does. Only usable by wizard. Alright, I'll figure it out. Deflection. I suppose I want you to have the deflection thing. There you go. Be good on our healer too. Not sure where this Adra disc is supposed to go to. None in the party want to chat either, which is fine. Do you have to stay? No. There's some dialogue in the bottom right which you can't see, which I was referring to. Yes. Sometimes like passerbys talk to you. It only shows up in the bottom right, but I'm on top of it, so you know. Kind of hard to see at that point. Pirates? No. Not pirates. I think I just need to go here. Actually, hold up, there's stuff here. Probably. Maybe. Ooh. A burial site. Chill air radiates from a dark doorway at the bottom of the stairs. It smells faintly of dust and goldstone. You take some time to search the burial site. 3 hours pass. You find a yellowed scroll. Scrolls of blessing. Keep searching. 2 hours pass. Okay, that's enough. There's probably more, but I don't want to spend hours on hours just searching it. I don't think there's any negative to it at the moment, but
Good, you are here. Clario has made good on his promise. We are making ready to free your ship.
Kawa gestures towards your vessel, where a motley group of Huana and Valian workers race to and from.
I say still that you are fortunate. The ship was nearly lost, but it will float. For how long, I cannot say. You will wish to find a friendly port with some speed, I think.
Do you know where Nigataka is?
So you will go to the great Kahanga city as well. You must sail north for some time, and then a little east. Take care in Negataka, outsider. It will close its jaws around you, and you will never notice.
Alright.
Come, we will see your defiant out to sea.
Okay. Oh, level up. Nice. Except for Aloth, I think his name is. It's been a bit.
We should address the matter of our ship's resources before we get underway.
Munition supply gained. Medicine supply gained. Repair ship gained. Irena was injured.
It saddens me to inform you that we lost several crew and most of our provisions during the storm.
Yes.
However, Port Margé appears to be well supplied, and I expect the recent disaster has left several sailors in want of a ship. I suggest we contract for additional supplies and crew before we return to open water, or our voyage may indeed be a short.
I did do that already, though. Not enough crew members to properly manage the ship. Alright. Oh. Encounter another ship at sea. Cool. And as the Defiant leaves Port Mahe behind, which we haven't, you casually observe dozens of other ships coming and going. mostly fishing and trade vessels. One craft stands out, an imposing dhow, replete with cannons, crests, and the view across the Defiant's starboard bow. Flag raises high atop its sail signifies its wishes to parley. However, the dhow approaches at an aggressive speed, suggesting that it might not be easily turned away. Face your pursuer head on. Spin the ship's wheel counterclockwise. The ship swings around quickly, disturbing a gull resting on the foremast. The bird voids a white splotch on the deck as a sign of its disapproval. You even out this wheel and bear straight towards the dhow. The distance closes quickly, and soon the massive dhow as a whole rolls on the waves behind your ship, beside your ship. Boarding planks emerge and are quickly cast to your ship, with its shouts from its crew notifying that the captain will be boarding. Several well-armed men cross the planks, their eyes watching every inch of your ship. The crowd parts open to make way for their captain, a tall, well-dressed man. He peers at you with one impeccably groomed eyebrow raised. Following close behind the captain, and in stark contrast, strides an unkempt Orlan. A pair of pistol grips protrude from his belt, and he casually twirls a stocky firearm around his index finger. His shaggy face, farmed with a long cobalt blue hair and a wildly braided cerulean beard, makes the crooked, smirky directions you seem almost sinister. Oh God. Yes.
Ado, Water of Cadnor. On behalf of the Principes and Patrina, I must request we meet in parley.
The broad-shouldered captain uptilts his chin in greeting. When he smiles, his cheek divots a shallow dimple. Could have asked for report to my ship uninvited. You have my attention?
Agrasima. I will make this quick.
He flourishes a courtly bow.
I have heard some marvelous tales regarding your ventures in the Deerwood. In fact, you are the first dragon slayer I have ever met, outside of a grave. Some fools would seek to make a fortune by pilfering from one such as you.
He's done his research. Might as well hear him out.
I am. Under the captain's words, you hear a faint, insistent buzzing. It blooms, overwhelming Ferrante's voice, drowning out all else around you. No one else seems to notice. A vision. Thunder cracks between your ears, and you see a glimpse of a different sun-shod sea behind your eyes. Let the vision just come. I could resist it, but I don't want to. The visions streak across your mind's eye, fleeting and incoherent. An elf, dark-haired and battle-scarred, stepping across the gulf between vessels. She shakes Ferrante's hand, and warmth spills through you, excitement, pride, respect. The imagery melts like candle wax and into a lamp-lit galley swamped with the scent of unwatered rum and sweet fruit, with the sailors and their songs and sweat. The scene billows away, ice cold clawing, replaced with the crew on deck, solemn and staring as Ferrantes grasps one of their own by the throat. No, not one of their own, no more. You don't steal your family. You don't steal from family and stay family. Tears and mucus mar the man's features as Ferrantes reads the man his last rites. Thief or no, they'll consign him to honor as tradition dictates. The vision passes, leaving you blinking on the deck of the Defiant, looking into Ferrantes' face. You raise an eyebrow.
I believe you have met such a fool. Captain Benweth of the Drake.
Despite the gravity of his words, he smiles smiles grandly, and the dimple cuts deeper into his left cheek. I remember the Drake.
Gelarde. Then that should make this easy. I am keen to show my rascal of a compatriot some much-needed humility. I thought perhaps you may care to as well.
Ferrantes, do my job for me, friend. Hope you don't die in the effort.
That is Lionel Breen, I think. The rogue words filter your thoughts like darters. Not quite your own, but not entirely unlike your own either. Where might I find Captain Benwith? Say I wanted to teach him this.
Benwith's Drake took damage during the storm. Eventually, he will need to dock for repairs, and when he does, Seraphin can find him for you.
Ferrante flourishes a hand towards the Ormana's side.
He is rather an unrefined creature, but he is a most skilled ship hunter, I assure you.
Unrefined? Begging your pardon, Captain, but I'd be the high fucking model of the gentleman of fortune.
The Orman scoffs.
As for Benwith, that sucker of squid tits be as predictable as the tide. I'd wager all my furriest bits that he'd set sail for Deadlight.
That would be felicitous indeed, as I believe the traitor Remaro hides there as well. I quite enjoy killing two men with a single bullet.
Wouldn't have even thought of it if you hadn't brought it up, sir.
Make you feel a surge of anger that's not your own. Seraphin spins toward you and bows again.
Now, I ain't hardly in any hurry to leave the fine company of the gentlemen of leisure, but the captain be right about me finding your mark. Adding to that, you sail into Fort Deadlight not knowing your innies from your outies, you might very well find the locals cannon fucking your boat to sodden splinters.
Fucking your boat. What can you do for me?
Are you asking aside from my vaunted ship hunting abilities, self-evident manners, and cyclopedic know-how of all things piratical?
Teeth glint between the curves of a smile. Elot's face is still a mask, but his eyes ablaze. While I'm your best shipper.
What venture does not require an investment to be prosperous? The Seraphin is an allowance, which I expect you will return, in one payment or another.
Welcome aboard, Seraphin.
Oh, you won't be regretting this, Watcher. At least so long as you keep us heavy in grog and light on the onions. Ugh, them dirty shit apples ain't never agreed with me, and I'll be suspecting they never will.
Shit, this motherfucker, I love him so much. He pats his belly as he strides to your side.
He's not sleeping near my berth, I promise you that much.
Okay, Matthew, calm
I
down.
sail now for Dunwich, my own safe port. I will await you there, should you be successful in schooling our wayward captain.
Sure, let's go for Cypher. Oh, level up again. What? Didn't I just level up? Oh, we lose a lot of water, and hardtack, and morale. What do I need is the shoe. I don't have enough crew to manage the ship. Alright, let's go to this. Then tell me what I need, please. That's you. Nope.
You think it's smart, giving the Juan all these guns?
Why not?
Well, they might use them.
Samri,
On each other, most likely.
do I need to go into the Kraken's Eye? Where do I need to go is the question.
Still kicking, eh? What'll it be?
No. No. Level up. More mechanics, please. And more diplomacy, please. Level 3 stuff. Mark for the hunt. A British marked prey. Designates a single target as prey, giving the ranger and animal companion an accuracy bonus to the target. If the prey is killed, the mark will jump to a nearby enemy. That's pretty good. Revive companion. Evasive roll. Yeah, I'll take this. Running shots. Rangers now hobbles the target. It's far more accurate. Bad. So, yes, I do. Yeah, I mean, your athletics is already so high. I'm gonna put it in explosive for now. Yeah, your intimidate can go higher. That's fine with me. Discipline strikes, upgraded from discipline barrage. Fighter intensely focuses. Oh, aware inspiration is now improved to intuitive inspiration, or fighter now also gains acute inspiration. I prefer more buffs than just one. Mule kick, a powerful knocks enemy into the air and land prone and disoriented. What's this? Penetrating strike. The fighter strikes the target with devastating force, gaining significant additional penetration. Yes, please. And this, sure. I should be spreading out my things more, but you know. Prayer for the Spirit grants one target smart inspiration for extended duration. Generates magical seal that explodes in a burst of electrical energy when an enemy comes into contact. Blesses allies with the aid of sympathetic soul, reducing the healing effect when they are near death. Oh, that's pretty good. Strengthens allies in battle, granting aware inspiration. Creates a long-lasting circle of healing, regenerating ally health. I think I want this. When marks target for red from fusion, inflicting burn damage and lowering affliction, and nagging doubt in the face of unbreakable faith consumes enemies in the area of effect, lowering their melee accuracy and downgrading critical hits to hits. That's pretty good. Good for a supportive build-ish. Sharp thorn brambles at nearby enemies, causing pierce damage and potentially sickening anyone hits their Alright, cool. But where do I go? I should open my journal, I guess. Then it'll tell me. Skeleton crew. Hire 5 members for your crew. Yes, but where? Purchase supplies for a ship. Alright, supplies I can figure out. Are you talking? This probably was explained a little bit earlier.
Race you to the coral.
No contest.
What? Just because you have webbed fingers and I can't swim?
You are a strange man.
I need to speak with you.
We have supplies here for the... Have a look.
Yes. I would like some more medical supplies. It's 500. No, that's a little bit too much. Let's add them 30. 25 back. More water. Not that much. Please click on. So just do 25. How much ale do we have? How much food do we have? Oh, there we go. 3 per day, 4 per day. Yeah, I'll get a little bit more. Oh, I already have water. I'll get a little bit of ale. Only like 15 though, just in case. And I'll get like 10 pieces of fruit. Did I do well? Purchase supplies for your ship. I did though. Oh, repair supplies, cannon shot, medical supply. Medical supply. Okay.
We have supplies here. Have a look.
Cannon shot. Let's do another 10. Oh, that's done. Now, skeleton crew. Left crew. I can find sailors seeking employment. Speaking to tavern keepers. Right? One sailor down, 4 more to go. 3 more sailors. Alright. Cool. Should read better. I don't have the patience to read very much, so I apologize for those who looked at me look at that journal entry and then I just ignored it.
Still kicking, eh? What'll it be?
I'd like to hire some crew members into my ship. This probably also...
There's plenty of people looking for passage out of here. Let's see if any of...
Oh, good. Or rather mad. What do we need? I want to cook. I definitely want a surgeon. Navigator sounds good. He's cheaper. We need a cannoneer. Sure, why not? There we go. That stuff, right? Yeah. Alright, cool. Nice. Is this my ship? I think so. It says right there, the Defiant. Leave town by sea. 3 minutes. Nice. Alright. 1 injury. Can I fix that injury? How do I fix injured crew? Head north, I suppose.
The ring of a bell comes to you on a cold wind.
Oh, good.
The ring comes again and again, until soon the air is full with the sound of 1,000,000 bells ringing all at once.
Hello, Mighty. How are you? I am doing okay. Recently just generally being in a bit of a pessimistic mood, but I've been learning how to cope with that a little bit better on my own, so that's been going pretty well. I'm doing my best to pick up like a streaming schedule again, as always in the process. Glad to be honest, need stuff to work, so I feel like shit. Yeah, I'm happy that I don't have to work. It's But I fully understand that work is bleh. I never hear... Well, I rarely hear very good stuff about it.
You are alone.
Okay.
And then... you are not.
Okay.
An indistinct figure stands before you, flickering between forms like a fire-cast shadow. A fixed, taunting grin. Bottomless black eyes. A yawning chasm in the earth. The aspects of Bareth, the Usher and the Pallid Knight, shift in and out of focus.
Oh, I see. Your stuff doesn't work. I see. That is also very terrible. I hate... Like, there's very few things that actually get me very upsetty, and technical difficulties are one of them. They get me very frustrated very quickly, and I'll get over it. I'm doing better than I was a few weeks ago, so you know, take what you can get, right?
And at their back, 4 indistinct shades hover. You feel an eternity stretch out behind each of them, reaching back to places so distant and yet so near you cannot comprehend their size. The shifting image of Bareth settles on the aspect of the Pallid Knight.
Watcher.
Her voice is the discordant clangor of gongs struck out of time.
Only thing is I don't know what the issue is, and I'm at that level that this PC has so many issues that I might need a new one. So, I have a similar problem. There is something wrong with this computer. I don't know what. I might need a, like, Kelly keeps telling me to, but I might need to go to, like, just a professional to have a full diagnosis done. Because, like, it's upgraded very, like, severely recently, but it just, like, is slowly breaking down anyway. Which is very annoying, because I just spent a lot of money, actually upgrading it, and I don't want to buy a new one already.
I tasked you to discover Aethys's intentions. Tell me what you have learned.
He's draining the souls from Lumbus Adra. He's stomping around the dead, firing up souls like a giant Adra's soul magnet. It's too early to be sure what he plans, but his behavior is suspicious. I can follow Ethos around if you keep dragging me. He's draining souls from the veins of Luminous Adra. Yeah, exact same thing. It's very annoying.
The Pallid Knight knits her brows.
He does not seek to return to the Beyond? Intriguing.
Her sickly pale skin pulls tight across the bones of her face, as if the shell of this aspect does not quite fit the impossible creature it contains.
Yeah, my next resort is going to be a full diagnosis by a professional, and then see what they can tell me that what's wrong.
The figure nearest Bareth dissolves and reforms in the image of a thin-lipped, ancient crone, whose face has felt the melting kiss of fire. The goddess Wodika strides forward.
Does Aethys frighten you, Bareth? He should. Magran subdued Aethys' influence once before, and yet he returned.
He returned.
From out of Wodika's shadow shuffles a hunched, bald man you recognize as the god Scan. His skin is mapped with swollen lash scars, and breath whistles through the ragged hole in his face, where his nose once was. He does not speak, but stares up at Wodika, with naked loathing plain on his ruined face.
Yep, have a good one, Mighty, and good luck with your computer and other stuff.
Wodika steeples her long, knob-jointed fingers.
We must annihilate Aethys now, before he makes a rash decision we cannot easily annul.
She casts a sly look at the Pallid Knight from the corners of her eyes.
A moon would do the job nicely.
The figure beside the aspect of Bareth
They didn't speak to me,
flows
so I
forward
should
in a
speak to them.
swirling cloud of ash. The ash falls to the tiles and reveals a molten-skinned woman, leaning on a monstrous, wicked-edged broadsword. Magran's glowing lips curl in disdain.
We must find a solution to the problem of Aethys that is neither do-nothing nor destroy the world. I acted in haste during the Saints' War. You will not goad me into doing the same now. To move against him while his plans are unknown would be the height of foolishness. We must find wisdom in precaution.
I say nothing because I'm not being spoken to.
Another of the silent figures steps forward, and the warm, golden light of a summer's afternoon spills across your face.
Let's all take a deep, calming breath. Perhaps cooler heads will prevail.
Behind Helia's words, you hear the soft coo of doves.
Aethys has been separated from us for too long. Isn't it possible he intends only to gather enough souls to reclaim his realm in the beyond? He should be welcomed.
You look up then into avian eyes. Through them, you see clouds of starlings converge and divide.
What if he intends to betray you?
Helia puts a feathered hand to her chest.
He wouldn't. Betrayal is not in his nature.
Scan shuffles forward.
Yes, yes. We should welcome Aethys' return to the fold. His gratitude we can leverage to cajole him into divulging his plot. Then, when he believes himself to be in our good graces, we do as Wetica suggests, and crush him into the earth.
Oh good, I just finished my drink. Thank you for the hat, Pat. I will go get a drink after this scene is done.
Scan pauses, inspecting you.
Ah, and here is the Watcher who killed Lord Harren, the man who tormented his dear niece, Alice. Curious.
Scan licks the ragged edge of his lipless mouth and grins, then turns to Helia.
I did not expect such a deliciously ruthless idea from you, Helia. I am impressed.
Helia's feathered crest stands on end.
You wretched little creature.
Is he too dangerous, or is destroying him too dangerous?
The Pallid Knight gestures for silence.
Aethys cannot be killed, but he may be subdued. Yet to do so will take immense power and time. Both stand in his favor.
Magrin grits her black glass teeth.
That is why we must ascertain his plans before he has the chance to put them into motion.
She begins to pace. Her steps leave little trails of fire in her wake.
I don't think there's anything little about this woman.
Magrin stops and balls her hands into flaming fists.
Even if we manage to destroy his current form, there is the possibility he could return, if he has not already absorbed all of his children.
Absorbed his children? I don't understand.
The Pallid Knight casts a cold, cutting glare in Magrin's direction.
Magrin speaks too freely. That knowledge is beyond your ken, Watcher.
Wotica waves the gods to silence.
Aethys gathers strength. His strength is a threat to us.
Her voice takes on a sharp, almost panicked edge.
There is no sensible answer to the question of a resurgent Aethys, other than decisive, final action.
There's no cause to act now.
We will act when it is appropriate to do so, and not before.
Yes.
The Pallid Knight steps away from the half-circle of assembled gods. She pulls herself up to a great height. The words she speaks next come not from her mouth, but from all around you.
Oh, intimidating.
Follow him, Watcher.
Wow.
The black of the Pallid Knight's irises expand until her eyes are as dark and cold as the void between stars. She bends down and brings her ghostly face level with your own.
Your debt to me remains unpaid.
This is bullshit. I'll do what I can.
She stares at you, unblinking. Like a needle drawn to a magnet, you are pulled toward her one compulsory step at a time. You blink open your eyes and find yourself on the floor of your ship's cabin. alone.
Alright, I'll get a drink real quick. A bottle of water, I suppose. Alright, I'll be right back. Oh. Hello. Drink. Ooh. Quick sip. Alright. I'm back. Cool. Who are you? Mariner salutes. 4 hours. Sleep at a go. Kill me now. Oh, hello, Jyoti.
Ship life sure is an adventure, ain't it? Just think of all the places we can sail to, all the sights we could see. This is nothing like being stuck on a farm, or cloistered in the back of a temple.
Jyoti wraps her sickle against her thigh as she studies the boat's layout. Satisfied by whatever she sees, she tilts her head with a small
Tell me
smile.
what's on your mind?
I'm feeling I've persevered in recent nightmares.
They're there in my head when I sleep. And sometimes I can taste them on the back of my tongue like a smear of grit. Happens when I take in a particularly volatile soul.
Don't worry, we'll figure something out.
Will we? Ought we? I just don't know.
Pinching the bridge of her nose with dirty fingers, Jyoti sighed.
I trust you, Watcher. I swear I do. I worry sometimes about what's gonna happen to me. But, well, it's not like I can turn my back on my duty to my god.
Aloy, you're not here.
Even if it kills me.
Aloy, you're asshole.
Sure thing, Watcher.
Alright. There were some journal tutorials. Basic. There were a couple of tutorials. Ship management. Ship's captain. Watcher's the ship's captain. Like other members of the crew, they gain sailor experience, but the captain sailor experience always advances their captain rank. Ship UI. There are several jobs on the ship that the crew needs to fill while sailing. Every ship needs deckhands, cannoneers, and a helmsman, and all the ship benefit from having a cook, surgeon, and navigator on board. The larger ships even require a boatswain to keep the deckhands in order. To place a new sailor on the ship, you must be in a port. Click on the available sailor from the known sailors action and move them to an open role on the ship. Note that each sailor has different talents. Not all sailors will be well suited for a given job. Filter through the known sailor job types to see who excels at each role. Your crew consumes food and drink while adventuring. The type of food and drink you feed them will adjust their morale. More expensive provisions makes them happier. Cheap food and drink will lower their morale over time. Even so, few things will impact your crew's morale as badly as letting them starve. A starving crew with low morale may mutiny. If neglected for long, some may even die. There are several jobs in the ship. The captain determines how likely the ship is going to gain advantage, first move, and other bonuses in ship-to-ship combat. Deckhands are required to perform maneuvers in ship-to-ship combat. If a ship does not have enough deckhands, it will move more slowly on the world map. The more skilled the deckhands the ship has, the faster it will move in combat. The boatswain counts as a deckhand, but is more important for their ability to accelerate completion of special events, such as putting out a deck fire on the ship by coordinating their actions. A helmsman is required for turning and jibe actions in ship-to-ship combat. More experienced helmsmen make the ship harder to hit after performing a turn and jibe actions. Cannons cannot fire without a cannoneer assigned to them. The more experienced the cannoneer, the more accurate their fire. The surgeon increases the rate of healing for injured crew members in the reserve, both in combat and while traveling. Two jobs have no combat roles but may be called upon in role ship events. The navigator increases the speed of the world map, and the cook reduces food consumption while traveling. See navigation. Sailor traits, understand this. Alright. Well, we can't adjust the ship's stuff at the moment because I'm not in a port. I think. Doesn't look like it. Hello, good sir. Beetle. Needs to think of. Oh, click this button. I think I do. Alright. Now the question is, where is known locations? I get that guy. Set course. Alright, cool. Didn't know that was a button. This game does very well at explaining some things and not very well with explaining others. Oh, by the way, there's another voice thing that I'm going to, or like a sound effect that I'm going to add sometime soon when I remember to do it, which is exciting. And I would like to mess with the crew real quick. Do some push-ups. Alright. I'm on it. Some squats and do some sit-ups. I will hydrate after. After. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's push-ups. Sit-ups next. One, 2, 3. 5. Squats. Oh, there's gutsy. Great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright. He's done it. Just in time. Ooh. And then some hydration. Alright. Ooh.
I've been doing some squat sit-ups and push-ups on my own. I've been trying to work out more often. Like every other day I did 6 sets of each. 5 sit-ups, 5 push-ups, and 10 squats. That's been feeling good. Ooh, drink. Alright. As you walk down the dock, your approach is noted by a cadre of heavily armored Amoa. Their leader briskly leads them to intercept you. The harbor master looms over you, not deigning to stoop or lower her gaze to your level.
You're far from home, farmer. How did you make it all this way in your little boat?
The Amoa cranes her thick neck to look along the hull of your ship. Her expression conveys equal portions to incredulity and pity.
Why do we gotta be farmers just because we're from Deerwood?
Are you a farmer?
Yeah, but you can't just assume. We got rabble-rousers, too.
As her attention returns to you, the Amoa's mood becomes more formal.
I'm the harbor master, Kauha. I must ask your reason for docking in Neketaka.
Whereas they tasked me with finding Aethys, he's walking across the dead fire looking for a luminous Adra. The harbor master and the women and men with her look at each other in shock and amusement.
Is that so? Well, Andra told me to protect the harbor, and Wodika herself signed the order. They would have had Gallowayne do it, but he was sick this morning.
Alright. The assembled guards roar with laughter and clap the harbor master on the back for her joke. Deep within you, you feel an uncomfortable roiling. Can't be certain if the sensation is physical or spiritual, but it immediately induces nausea. It fills your ears with the sound of blood rushing through your head. Cutting through the din, you hear a familiar woman's voice speak. Each word comes slowly, falling with what sounds like a chiming of a small bell.
Show them.
Alright.
Show them what you are.
Concentrate on folding the edges of the in-between. It's really important. I'm a watcher of the Herald of Bereth. Yeah, alright. You close your eyes and turn your mind inward, blocking out the sounds of the harbor and the menacing pack of guards. Soon, all you can hear is the rushing of blood in your head and muffled chime ringing away somewhere far away.
Yes. Yes. That's it.
Days.
What's the matter with you? What are you doing? If you're trying to scare us with some cipher mischief, save the purple flames for the tribes of the Outer Islands.
No. The roar in your head begins to abate. The ringing of the chime becomes clearer. Rhythmic. 2 successive peals, followed by a brief respite. You realize the chime is ringing in tandem with your heartbeat. As you open your eyes, the harbor master is gesturing wildly, presumably to get your attention, and yelling in your face, but you hear no words, only the ringing of the chimes. Your heart rate slows, and slows, and slows, and slows.
Now.
What? What is this?
Run for it! I like how Alof was just reading a book throughout the entirety of that. Well, that Alof leveled up because of that, probably. Arcana. Metaphysics, please. Yeah, wonderful. Arcane Dampener creates a nullifying field of antagonistic magical energy around the chosen point, suppressing all beneficial effects from enemies. No. Displaced image causes to appear visually displaced, increasing the deflection, reflex, and duration. Additionally, many deflection and reflex attacks that score hits will convert into grazes. Caster's face becomes a nightmarish mask of rotting insect-infested flesh or other images of unspeakable horror, compelling all nearby foes to become terrified and sickened. No, I don't want touch. There's the perception of time through air. lowering their action speed and stride. That's pretty good. Spews forth poisonous cloud of foulness that causes corrode damage and leaves victims sickened. Bears the enemy's combat vulnerability throughout the sea, interrupting them as well as reducing their armor rating and deflection. That's pretty good. Caster draws upon their life force to gain the swift inspiration and action speed at the cost of burn health draining over time. No thanks. Blights creates a ball of energy in the caster's hand that can be thrown at an enemy, causing burn, freeze, corrode, or shock damage to anyone caught in an area. Blights are continuously cycled and replenished until the spell ends. Nice. I think you already have these. No, you don't. Some throwing missiles that each pierce through the target and then leap to additional targets. Oh, that's pretty good. Caster becomes a living generator with powerful bolts. Fireball. Seems a flaming ball of molten earth that explodes. I kind of want this one. And this one bounces, right? Yeah, I think I want that one. I think this is safer than Fireball, and this game is very unforgiving with aerial effects, I think. Does anyone want to talk? Nope, they do not. Where to?
And now Port Marge is behind us.
Oh.
I thought this would be a relief.
Now you want to talk to me.
Thank you again for maintaining my story in front of Vanessa and the others.
It gives you a grateful smile that fades away almost as quickly as it appears.
I didn't enjoy deceiving them, but it seemed simpler than the alternative.
I didn't enjoy deceiving them. Why? Puffs out a heated breath. Why? I don't get it. I'm a pervert and I don't get it. Oh, I don't have enough insight. Sad. Simpler than explaining your involvement with the Lone Key. Absolutely. Keeping on lies never simple. You should know that better than anyone. And Lonier, you seem to care for them, but they don't really know you.
I'm working against one of the most secretive organizations in all of Aora.
Ader points affably in approval.
One with a rather troubled history as far as Animancy is concerned. That's not the sort of thing one shares with new friends.
He pauses and shifts his shoulders as if working out a kink. What?
Believe me, I take no pleasure in duplicity.
What exactly were you doing out there?
After we parted, I set out to destroy the Leaden Key. It's controlled us for too long. I wanted to free Kith from it.
Yes.
So for 5 years, I've been tracking down Leaden Key circles, searching for the places where they operate in secret.
He knits his brows. Serpent's eyes close as he nods along. Is this worldly? Shorty nibbles her lips instead of spread smile.
Trying to undo them.
How's that been going? You're doing the right thing. Don't forget it. Yeah, you're doing the right thing. Don't forget it. He gives you one smile.
The task has been more difficult than I anticipated.
How so?
I don't think I fully understood the weight of the decisions I would have to make. Or the burden of living with them. It was much easier when I only had to follow someone else's lead. My father's, Theos's, yours.
He glances at you at the corner of his eyes. And we all have to stand on our own. Eventually, you had a sense of purpose when you began this. Don't lose it. Is there a way I can help?
I wish I knew. After we defeated Theos, I thought the hard part of undoing his work would be tracking down the Leaden Key's members and operations.
But?
Perhaps this would be easier with an example. I went to a village in Old Valia, a run-down backwater of a place. Centuries ago, the Leaden Key had intervened to end some heretical cult.
Yeah.
The details were lost, but what had endured was a practice of ritual bloodletting. A gruesome, pointless tradition.
He grimaces.
You got an eye for charming little towns, I'll say that much.
At every full moon, the villagers would feed the soil with their blood. No one, young or old, sick or hale, was exempt.
There's so many idiot. No. You must have had some purpose in mind.
Yes, but the specifics depended on whom you asked.
Either seems pleased.
Some thought it would ward off Scan, or bring Berth's favor on the village, or Gon's blessing to their crops. The village priest administered the practice. Grim old fellow. Reminded me of Theos.
Raises an eyebrow at you.
He was a tyrant. I was certain that if the villagers were free of his influence, they'd be free from the bloodletting too. So I arranged for him to have an accident.
Seems like Theos took her to the switch to act on her, and then...
The old man died, and the villagers were terrified. They were convinced his death was an ill omen. They blamed it, and every other mishap that befell them, on their lack of faith. So they began bloodletting every week, turning on their neighbors for giving too little.
His lips twist as if the words themselves had a bitter taste.
Instead of a handful dying each year, a few perished every week.
He's worked the edge of his sash into a tight knot, clenches in between pale, rigid fingers. Couldn't have known that would happen is your fault. You're brilliant. You tried to do the right thing. Now you feel responsible. Is that it?
I had to do something, didn't I?
He turns to you with wide, anguished eyes. He pauses again and twisting the sash at his lap.
I keep wondering what I might have done differently, or how I could have known better.
Learning from mistakes like this is a good start.
I suppose so. Thank you. It's a relief to share this burden. You've given me a lot to think about.
Talk more later. No, all of us.
Got it.
I don't know where to go is the issue. Encyclopedia, no, quests. Reach Kahanga Palace in the Serpent's Crown district. Trading company. Okay, it doesn't say, so I will just start walking this way, I suppose.
The Queen is holding court today with the Valiant and Rawatayans.
How long before they're killing each other?
Wager on it?
Wager on it. Good. East. Where? Oh, hold up. What is this? Zealous focus. Let's see. Serpent's Crown. Why is it locked? I need to go to the Serpent's Crown district. So... suppose I go to the gullet first. Sure. This game would benefit from a little bit more guidance, I suppose. You leave the bustle of the crowds behind, making your way along the winding path into the gullet. For a time the path ascends into the mountain. Even so, the cramped walls and run-down Juana buildings closing around you, obscuring your view. You come into a dark passage cutting through the mountain, just wide enough to accommodate a wagon. Your path here descends into steadily into the rock face. After a lengthy journey through the dimly lit tunnel, you come to the gates of the gullet. The stench hits you, a foul mixture of rot, stale air, and bodily odors. You notice the guardsman pushing a cart, heaped high with moldering food, which must account for some of the smell. Ahead, the homes of the gullet emerge as a collection of light amid the darkness. Hear the rush of water below. A frigid breeze wafts up, unseen from the unseen depths like an exhalation. Right. The gullet.
Have you any food? Surely you've a scrap to spare.
Keep walking.
They took him. For what? Bataro's the second this month.
And they say the pittings aren't increasing.
Hello. Who this? New home, who this? No one, apparently. Alright. I suppose I can go down here. I feel like I remember this place vaguely, but not completely. Here we go.
Please, I did nothing.
You see a man being dragged along a rickety boardwalk towards a rusty cage that swings over the abyss. He strains against the guard's grip. The guards deliver a savage backhand.
Enough! Or do you wish to consign her to the old city as well?
The warrior casts a meaningful glance at the woman standing a short distance away.
Let him go!
She screams at the guards, but she doesn't dare approach. The man notices her. His face lightens up with
Beer!
shame.
I'm sorry.
Your tongue flops like a dying fish. I tire of its stink. Lower him down!
Alright. Seems like a lovely place, this. The guards drag the Roparu into a metal cage and lock him inside. He shouts and rattles the bars as it's lowered over the edge of the platform. Eventually, his screams are lost to the depths.
May Tangaloa devour your souls, you cold-blooded eels.
Then she runs away, crying. Find Bee House together. This is her home. So...
Was taking Bataro not enough for you?
A woman thrashes a row of tunics and sarongs hanging from the rafters. Her pointed teeth are gritted in frustration, her lips set in a snarl. The clothes are spotless, yet swings a handful of reeds again and again, grunting with each blow. Several children are huddled together, whispering and looking with red, tearful eyes.
Bataro is gone. Dead. What more do you want?
She punctuates each statement with a fierce whack of the reeds. Children flinch, looking between you and the woman. Take a deep breath and let's talk about this, whatever it is, calmly. Am I drunk? No, yes, it's this one. She looks at you for the first time. A fraction of her anger burns off.
Forgive me. I thought you were one of the foreigners who sent him away. Outsiders here always go to the tavern. My village was not like this. Why does Queen Onikaza not send the foreigners away?
How did you know the man who was lowered into the old city? One of the children starts to say something, but Biha shoots them a sharp glare. I can read. She turns back to you, arms crossed, gripping the reed bundle tightly.
Bataro is punished already, I say. Whatever offense he gave, do not hang it on our necks.
She begins swatting the lonery again. I know you're scared, but I'm not here to harm.
We say the only thing that live in these depths are ghost eels. And fish eaten by ghost eels. Which are you?
Your mother. She turns away from you, striking the sarong harder and harder.
The traders say they bring riches in their big ships.
The fabric pops and snaps beneath her fury. Sweat is flying, spattering the clean sarong.
But what reaches the gullet? Only crime and sickness, I say.
She pauses to take another couple swings at the sarong. Listen.
The Rowatayans promise marvels, strong walls, and plenty for all.
She moves onto the next tunic, thrashing it with even greater fury.
Akira, still my back aches from building their fort, and still I live here. And Bataro said we would finally leave. I heard a Rowatayan captain took up at the tavern. Suduzo, they call her. They say she is a traitor, so I thought maybe she will take passengers. Bataro went and found her in the tavern. Next I see him, the guards are dragging him to the cage.
Maybe I can talk to Seduzo. She looks at you with the same critical eye she'd been having, giving her laundry, wringing and tucking the reins.
Everyone knows the Rowatines are made of brass. They listen only to their commanders. But still, maybe it goes different for you.
She seems very reasonable, angry but reasonable. She looks around, taking in the hanging clothes and the huddled children and warped, splintering wall of the shack around.
Bataro took some coin. Everything he scraped together working on the docks. And he went to bargain with the captain. I would offer it to you, but it is probably in the old city with Bataro. Or in someone else's pocket.
How many of you need passage to Rowatine?
We are 6. 3 children, 2 babes, and me. My village was not like this. Why does Queen Onikaza not send the foreigners away?
It's hers. I could look for Bataro.
I could never ask someone to go down to the old city, but since you offer...
She drills off, working the reeds between her 2 hands, while hope and dread battle in her eyes.
It is a big and dangerous place. But perhaps he hid himself. Perhaps...
She steadies herself with a shake of her head.
Please, help him if you can.
Yes, I will.
Or bring me news if you cannot.
Alright, cool. Please click on the thing. It's so hard to click on things in this game. Oh, good. All aboard. Approach the Captain Seduzo to look for Bataro in the city. Ask me to help him bring news of his fate. Alright. Tavern. It's the hole. Slums Tavern. Imagine this is the tavern. The hole. Sippy sippy. This big guy. Snoger.
How did you hear that? About the boss?
With my own ears. Dario said there's treasures in that pit.
Shh! Have you lost your wits?
Where? Oh, there it is. Hello. Is Rowatine, I can read, sits ramrod straight on the table near her a half-empty liquor bottle, a small porcelain cup, and both smell of anise. She looks like she's trying to blend in, but her unnatural stillness and her bright spotless attire makes her stand out like a reef fish against the rocks. Her eyes find yours.
Harami!
Harami!
I am here, Seduzo Nui. Do we expect any foreign merchants today?
From the living land, so that's... Seduzo keeps her eyes on you, even as she speaks to the soldier. There's only a brief pause.
We do not, Seduzo Nui.
Captain shifts uncomfortably.
Then state your business quickly. I want to avoid another surprise.
She glances around quickly, as if she expects someone to jump out from a corner of the tower. Did you meet a man named Bataro?
The one who threatened me. I shall not soon forget him.
She raises a cup for another sip, scowling at the liquor.
These Huana learn too many pretty words from the Valians. You cannot trust what they say.
What exactly happened?
This fellow wanted passage on my ship. As if I were the village ferryman.
She tosses back the rest of her drink a little too quickly.
I told him there was none to be had. Certainly not at his price.
She appends her empty cup. Then what? She refills her cup and sets the bottle down hard. You notice that her hand is shaking.
He told me he had coin. Lots of it. I did not believe him. How could a man who lives in a garbage heap have enough money for passage?
She shakes her head.
So you assumed the worst and threw him to the wolves?
My voice is starting to give out.
No,
Way too much.
you presumptuous Adiran. I assumed nothing until I saw the swollenette. A marked coin, a token of allegiance. The Principi carry them. I knew then that I was dealing with a pirate. I had heard they were influential in the Gullet, but I did not realize how much so.
She scowled and shudders.
I called for the guards, and they dragged him away. That is the last I saw of him.
Bea and the children still need passes out of the city.
There's nothing I can do. The passenger quarters have been reserved by a dwarf named Orin.
She picks a stray thread from her smooth, crisp jacket.
Why do you bring this to me?
They have little here. Think of how they could benefit from Roashian culture. You're a merchant. No, I'll pay you to take
I can take 3 more in the hold, and no more. Orin and his crew have reserved the berths. That is assuming you have the coin.
The children are small. Surely you can take them.
I will already have to abandon crates of cargo to make room for these 3. Plus, the food and water they require.
300 copper pieces.
Send them to me. The sooner we leave, the better.
She shifts in her chair, looking around. I want to find enough room for Bea.
And I told you there is... What is your business with me?
Tell me
He and
about
his people are gold-packed knights. Orin is... particular. Perhaps that is good. He just finished a contract to guard the Valian Luminous Mill. I hear Animancers are also particular. He's upstairs. Just do not interrupt him if he's arranging things.
Senior crew exchanging a quick glance. Alright, journal. All aboard, deliver the news to you. I'm gonna look for Portado first. I can arrange passage. Reserves the rest of the space. Alright. Let's go to find Portado. Or do my best to, at least. Right, but that quest is not too high level. It doesn't appear to be. Oh. A man saunters over to you with a ragged smile. He's got a long, crooked scar on his forearm, and he's rolled up his sleeve to flaunt it.
You must be new. Lucky for you, we have a special rate for newcomers. A bag of coppers in exchange for your life.
He brandishes a knife. One of his companions grin widely, enough to show you all of his missing teeth. They're all, but the way they're all gathered around you, leaving their own backs exposed, tells you they haven't been here for long either. You're nearer than I am, which means you're poaching on someone else's territory.
Told you.
One of the other punches the leader's shoulder. The thugs look at one another, exchange a few panic whispers.
It seems we've made a mistake. Forgive and forget, no?
Alright, that's not quite what I expected to happen. I was ready for a fight, but like, my character would not just immediately go into a fight if he can avoid it, so, you know, it makes perfect sense. It's fine. This 17 and 17. Right. This way.
Be careful. The Gullet is no place for outsiders.
Can I go down here? No, speak.
You want down? Go and see Overseer Hitenga.
Who the fuck is Overseer Hitenga? You? No. You? No. You? No. You? No. You? No. Who the hell is Overseer Hitenga? Hello, Michael. Welcome. Who the fuck is Overseer Hitenga?
Stand back from there.
Right, I want to go now.
Can't do it.
You want down? Go and see Overseer Hitenga.
Who the hell is Overseer Hitenga? This is another one of those moments where it's just so unclear exactly what to do. Anyone here? Perchance? Hello, hello, the Roparo man. Shit, boy. Man's arms are thin.
I see much and many things. I simply do not look with these eyes in the same manner that others do. I have heard much as well. Footsteps like distant thunder. The wind whispers of a watcher who chases Aethys. I also hear the Raparu's heartbeat, grown thready and pained. Now a watcher comes to the gullet, as Amira has shown me you would. The Raparu are being crushed from the top. We starve so slowly, it is an agony.
No one deserves to suffer. Not like this.
This is the Huana way. The fish of our nets are drawn for the tribe. The fruit of our fields, too, is reaped for the tribe. And the coin of our pockets belongs not to one, but to all. All spoils are gifted to the whole of the tribe. The tribe then partakes from the top down. From the most deserving to the least.
Secretary system, of course, this makes sense.
The Mataru risk their lives to protect the tribe. The Kuaru provided skilled goods and services. The tribe takes care of the Raparu more than we contribute to the tribe. Or it did. Before our numbers swelled too large, the Dawn Stars would feed us. But the guards forbid them to pervert the order of sharing. There was a man who helped us. A soft-hearted pirate named Ulug. He worked with the Principe captain. Mad Morena, they call her. To bring us food from the black market. But for days now, we've had nothing. Ulug was never late with his shipments. Always very conscientious. A good boy.
A good boy.
For him to disappear for several days without word. He must be dead. The Queen refuses to increase our share of the prize share. Without Ulug's shipments, we will surely starve. I am asking you, what else can we do?
Union advocate, I can speak with the royals and surrounding areas.
Perhaps you can achieve what those of my caste cannot. Gain us favor with the crown. And always, we Raparu will be indebted to you. You mean the black market that lies nestled in the depths of the Narrows?
It doesn't hurt, it feels wacky.
The guards do their best to stomp it out, but they are a single boot against 1,000 ants.
Go down and fight.
Ah, them pox-riddled arbor hogs would be better served taking towels to the sea, for all the drying they'd give it.
The old man nods.
I do not know how to get there, but...
Alright, cool, thank you. Now, where is Overseer, good sir?
Mr. Map. It's up to the
You must
bar
gather.
about it. You must gather your entire party before progressing.
My village was not like this. Why does Queen Onikaza not send the foreigners away?
I'm gonna talk to the overseer. What is his name again? It's worse than usual today. I'll ask her and then see if I can Google it real quick, because I just don't know where they are.
You want down?
It's
Go and see
kinda-
Overseer Hitenga.
Overseer. He- yeah. Yeah, but where? Where is he? It's supposed to be like right here. Location. Sorry about the long pause. I mean, it looks like he's supposed to be here. Maybe it's because it's night. Wait. I would like to wait until it is morning. There he is. Maybe he was already there, but I just didn't look well. Guard folds his arm, watching activity on the walkways through slitted eyes, a coral-piercing juts from the lower lip. He notices you with a sharp nod. Where does this lift go?
To the old city, Ikira. A god's cursed ruin filled with walking corpses and abominations of the deep. And the remains of lawbreakers and troublemakers. The gullet is no place to wander. Watch yourself for rowdies and pirates.
I would like access to the lift.
Are you mad or merely lost? That place is a punishment for the lowest sort. Go and explore someplace with pleasant views and fresh air. The harbor, or Hariki's Overlook.
I can look after myself.
It's your neck, Ikira. We will leave the lift down there for half a day. That should be enough time to come back to your senses.
Oh,
After that, the guard will let you pass. Though I urge...
This is actually like... Oh no, this is a time thing. Let me save. Save. A rickety metal cage swings over an abyss. Your clothes billow with a foul wind from below, and faint screams, roars echo from the depths. Still, you can make out no details from the distance. Go down. Step into the jouncing cage. Door slams shut. Your descent begins with a rattle of chains. As your eyes adjust to the gloom, you begin to make out crumbling ruins and shadows flickering between them. The cage comes out to a rest with a groan. Please tell me there's no actual timer. I don't like timed missions. I'll try to go for another half hour-ish, but we'll see how effective I'll be. You map it. That's a lot of bodies. Timed missions in this kind of game suck. I hate timed missions in basically any game. I just like taking my time and not feeling rushed. His bones are warm to the touch. That sounds pretty disgusting, to be honest. Tactical game should let you focus. Yeah, that too.
know.
Bones are warm to the touch. I don't mind them in some games. I just haven't had many of them, so let's all move over here first. I'll touch this. Cracked stone face rises from the pool. Lichens clog the hollows underneath its nostrils, and a pale glow plays along the undersides of his cheek. Inspect the pool. As murky as it is, it's difficult to tell how deep it goes. You can barely see the statue's submerged shoulders, the rest is shrouded in darkness. Yet a smudge of light shines from the gloom. You hear a faint musical sound from the depths. A melody ebbs and flows, rises and recedes. Scattered bones lie around the pool. They're clustered on the water's edge, and despite lying in the mud, they are perfectly white. I inspect the pool. Oops. Inspect the bones. The bones are gleaming white and whole, without a single notch or crack. They're also warm to the touch. You feel a pulse running through them. Quickly draw your hand back towards the light. Live in the pool. The water is surprisingly warm with an oily texture and a brackish flavor. Yet you paddle deeper, and the water grows colder. The light in the depths become brighter and sharper, and a strange melody murmurs through the water. As the mysterious source grows closer, muck clogs your eyes, and strong current pushes you back. Failure. The effort of swimming takes its toll. You empty your mind and begin to turn. Swim back to the surface. You kick out. Yeah, alright, fair. Fall out the pool. Heaving pain's breath for staying too long. Injuries and rest. Did I really get an injury from that? Fatigue. Good. Injuries and rest. Triggering a trap or being knocked out in combat will apply an injury to the character. Injured remain a character until they use food or drink while resting, or by resting at an inn. Press the... Yep. Embark. Right. Should go about it right there. Alright. Mars was injured. Great. Alright. It's a shame. Disappointed. I don't think this is actually timed though, which I'm happy about. I don't see any timer anywhere.
Scallywag.
What did that do? I can move my thing a little bit further. You go here. You go here. You go here. You go there, and you go there.
Cap.
I don't know what this zone
We're
is.
not alone.
I don't like it though. No. What was this? Should you start attacking this? Sigil of Nightmares. Yeah, that's probably not good. Oh no. Attack this. You. Go and hit. You go in. Them. Them. Do I not have attacking anybody yet? You go attack them. Attack them. And me.
Let's go.
I don't want to enter stealth, I want to leave stealth. That's the issue. Nice. Nice stealth again.
That dog won't hunt.
I'd like you to mark this guy. You, I would like you to come. So, shake and confuse. I'd like you to shake and confuse this lad. You just.
After us, me too, man.
You are marked. are doing nothing, so you just go and actually use this one on them.
Love root, be on.
Okay, cool. Are you marked now? Alright. You go attack them, you go attack them.
That was about as useful as a bump.
What just you like to heal. Just do it again. Just do this.
Like flogging a figurehead.
I don't know what these sigils do.
Sure thing. What can I do?
Nice hit. Good heavens. Where the fuck are you? What? That's why we couldn't. Not because of that fucking... Why the fuck are you over here? Yeah, I know you're low. Calm down. Heal yourself. You bitch. You absolute slut. Where the fuck are you guys? Come. These idiots. These absolute morons. Oh, this Wraith is really high level too. That's why he's been taking so much damage.
Be a real tick from feeding the fishes.
Why the fuck were you over here? There's nightmares for 30 seconds. Yeah, alright.
Yeah,
cool.
Sure.
Why the fuck were you over here? Really? You idiot. What did you get?
That's it!
Yeah, sure. Kill this.
Hey, watch it with that.
Just, like, leave it. You.
Pretty good.
Skill too low.
I'll be more than I.
Attack it. Just leave it.
Leave
me
too,
Would you look
Fine.
at this? Leave it to me.
Sometimes, man. Easy friend.
Wait! I'm not looking for trouble. Not anymore, I mean. And I've not got a weapon on you. See?
He raises his hands to show his sword is sheathed.
It's just, you're the first body I've bumped into in days that's actually breathing. I mean, could it be you're delving for forgotten treasures? Same as me?
No. His boots are slicked with grime, his clothes are filthy and rumpled from several days' wear, his neck and hands are smeared with plate and splashed with mud. Your wrists, a pack rest at his heels, empty enough to have flopped onto itself. It likely carries no more than his dwindling supplies. Looking or smelling's good. He licks his cracked lips, flashing a crooked front
I'm
teeth.
loath to admit it, but look, I'm too desperate not to. I've found not a single trinket and no end to this pit since I first crawled down. I thought to follow the rivers out, but the caves are crawling with grubs.
What was your escape plan when you first ventured in?
I scaled down from the cliffs, but midway, the rocks turned slick.
So there's no climbing back up. What else?
Best bet's the rivers at the base of the pit. They flow beneath the outcrops, so they must dump into the sea. The trouble's been reaching the base. The western caves wind downward, but they're riddled.
To clear a path,
infested.
I'll like.
Right. I'll wait here, and you'll return for me, won't you?
I'll try.
walk past them. And fuck about it. Just let it be. Say I'm you're looking so hurt. Oh, everyone's probably noticed that's effective. You are injured. What is your... Is this curse of the nightmare going away anytime soon? Guess I could rest for a little bit. Just do my... Work. Minus 10% damage taken? Yes, please. You as well. Okay, well, that's our debuff's gone. This area might be too high level for us, which is sad. I like going into the lower level areas. All but one.
Nice and quiet.
You. Here. You. Next to him. You move behind. You are here, and then I'm gonna cast Confusion. What do you expect about me?
See a soul in the dark.
Oh, why did you stealth? It's okay. Just means we have to a little bit quicker. You can pillar them as well. It's unstealth. That's not where you go.
It's Lavaru beyond.
Oh, you can keep doing it. Just stop attacking for a moment. Now you regain stuff later. Are you still using this? Sure. Put the mark on the dot rule, and then this one go take that. Go take that. Oh, good. Why is my alliance so slow? Oh, good. There's also another enemy.
Let's go.
That one is almost dead. That's good. You use this. That's the one I want to do, but that's alright. I'm doing it now.
No, Ixie on it.
Yeah, you knocked out this guy. Keep attacking him. You can go kill him as well. Another. Great. You should heal. These hurts.
go.
Oh, great. He walked out. Thank you, Eater. My Eater is engaged. You marked out issue as well, and you attack him.
Seer must me too, man.
Lion. This way, and then attack. Idiots. Fucking AI is being very mean to me today.
Seer must me too, man. Captain? What for, Cap?
Yes? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Sure. Hmm? Sure.
Body savaged by many claws and fangs, a cloud of essence hangs over it. You recognize it as belonging to Botaro, the man you saw lowered from the gullet earlier. His soul remnant pulses with energy. Read his soul. Prepare yourself for a now familiar jolt and feel yourself pulled into one of his memories. You're being dragged towards the cage, but you're not looking at it or the darkness below. Soon there will be nothing else for you. Overseer Hitenga is holding the marked coin, the Suol net, and is glaring at you. You already tried explaining yourself, but it's no use. He knows where you got it. He tucks it into his pocket. Instead, you look at Biha, furious and heartbroken where she stands beyond the guards. There's something you need to tell her, but she's so far, receding farther by the second. Recall what you need to tell her. You are standing at the front, in the front of a man. His dark, wizened face reminds you of old leather. Delicate work embroidery rests in his lap. He holds out a purse with long, fine fingers. It's heavy. It's probably more money than you've earned in your life. You try not to let him let this show on your face. You know what to do. What to do. The crime lord nods at you. Please remind me. You will meet our mutual associate near the Adra mill. She will give you a package. Pay her. Bring this package to the Undercroft. He watches you for understanding before he continues. My people are particular about security, but show them the Solonet and they will let you pass. You pat your pockets for the marked coin. Yes, it's still there. You leave the lair of Dario, the Lean, and zip through the Narrows, past Svev, chewing guards, left at the four-way intersection and left again at the Gullet. Your hands are shaking and you're remembering the rumor Biha told you, the merchant captain at the tavern. The money is heavy in your hands. It's a risk, but you realize you've already decided to take it. You approach the tavern with your heart in your mouth, realizing that you can't just walk in there holding Dorio's perch. You need to hide it. Fortunately, the rubble around you offers plenty of hiding space. When no one is looking, you clear some stones out from the corner and hide the purse beneath them. There, you'll come back for it once you've made your deal with the Roatean. You're almost starting to feel better about it too. As Botaro walks into the tavern, the memory fades and you find yourself once more looking at this corpse.
Come along now. I'll guide you through the wheel.
Shruti's lantern clinks softly as she drags it through the clustered essence, harvesting lost soul. Okay. That was that, I think. Cool. Well, we did some combat. I liked it.
You
More
must
combat
gather
to be
your
done,
party
but
before venturing.
another time. Journal. All aboard. Deliver. Let's see if I can find this purse of them. Of Botaro.
It's mine now. Leave it to me.
600 coppers. Okay. give this to them. That would be nice. Right, so I go to you. Bia. Alright. Hello, Bia. And after this, we'll end it for today. Bia, hello.
My village was not like this.
I
Why
found
does
the money,
Queen
but
Onikaza
her
not
head
send the...
ticket.
That much copper would only bring suspicion. Besides, maybe Sedusa will accept it in exchange for passage.
I spoke to Captain Sedusa about passage for next
What say, then?
Sedusa only has room for only 3 of you.
We will wait here.
Okay, cool. I will talk to her again to see if she takes another 600 copper pieces. It's not copper pieces, but you know. I'm calling it copper pieces. Let's see. I should have done that while I was here, but you know. I'm an idiot. Be dum-dum. Let's see if she wants to talk a little bit longer.
What is your business with me? And I told you there is none.
Alright. Sure. Okay. She doesn't want to talk again. Good music. Alright, well. Thank you, notification.
My village was not like this. Why does Queen Onikaza... Of course. It is no matter. What say? 3? All this, and you say some must stay behind?
She lowers her voice, and children in closer trying to hear. Bia's finger asks, this must be
Then
yours.
best do it quickly.
Oh. Yes, before the children speaks to them quietly, at last she embraces them and sends them out the door. Aloth tenses fingers and smiles.
Sink or swim then. One of the sea's many sad fucking laws.
Sink or swim. Bye, Bia. Sag. Poor Bia.
My village was not like this. Why does Queen Onikaza not... Many ships leave from Queen's Birth, but the Valiants take slick. They say the Principe smuggled, but the Rowatayans have mighty cannons. And a big homeland they abandon for all...
Right, well, sorry about that one, Chief, but physically could not help.
You've caught the eye of someone important.
A cloaked figure sidles up to you, hidden behind a raspy whisper and a long dripping hood.
If you're interested in making good pay and a good friend, head to the Narrows at the western end of the gullet. Once you reach the alleys, go right and right again as soon as you can. Then, follow the bend to the left. The bullies guarding the door have a weakness for chewing Svev. You can follow their trail. Tell them Dario sent for you. And remember your manners.
Alright. Save, and that is going to be it for me for tonight, at least. Well, I should have pressed quit the desktop. Oh well. Thank you all for coming. Those who did come. Thank you all for lurking. Those who did lurk. Yeah, I'm just gonna quit. Exit. Please exit quicker.